I noticed I didn't turn the noise down, so Smash might have been loud. Oops. I hope things are okay. And it wasn't too loud yesterday. I don't know. People didn't say anything about the noise, so I don't know. But here's I think it's at a reasonable volume now, so it should be fine. Oh yeah, I can shuffle back now that I'm streaming, so doing stuff. I'm just asking how many matches, because we're not entirely sure how many we want to play, so it's just like question mark. Do 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 do. Also, hello, welcome to the stream, guys. I'm sorry, don't think I said it, so hello there, hello. Good to be here as always. Just ask my opponent to set up the room, and then yeah, then we'll get right into it. I'll drink some more water. Ding. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Oh. Yo, Z-Dino. Hey there, Sono. Hey, welcome to the stream. Always good to see you here. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, I'll just make sure that's synced up. How are you doing today, Sono? Do do do. Real ranking is above 2-300, so that's interesting to see. That's awkward. Ah. Yeah, that's usually what happens when I try to make the room. Bit sad from Pokemon TCG misplaced, but it's okay though? Yeah, it happens sometimes. It's okay. Okay, let's try. It's a bit weird how it does this. Network. Just like Puyo misdrop them, that happens. So it's totally understandable. Okay. Let's do this. Alright. I do that a lot, you know what, I misdrop fairly often too, so it's okay. Okay, how am I gonna build this? I didn't do any warm-up, so it's a bit icky, but that's okay. We'll do our best anyway. Oh. I swear I had the music like repeat itself, that was weird. Yeah, this is a bit much, but I guess it's to eliminate the opponent. Do 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 do. Okay, this tail should work alright, I'd say. Wait, what the? Okay. Ah, I misdropped. Dang. This is silly. Yeah, my chains are a little sloppy, but looks like our opponent isn't too menacing. But perhaps I should lay off on the what do you call it? Not the intensity, although yeah, intensity I guess. My aggression a bit. Okay, this is quite a good chain, I'd say, so far. Four chain harass. Succulent. What? What do you mean? Do. Alright, how are we gonna build this one? I think, I don't know, this is a bit silly. No, let's not do that. Okay, this is good. I need to... Yeah, I don't know how I was gonna fix that. I'm not sure. I gotta block myself off too much there to be able to actually do much, so it's my fault. Okay, let's go for this. It's a 3. But it looks like they blocked themselves off, so they won't be able to do much to defend. Juicy Garbo, that's fun, isn't it? This is actually an interesting way to build it. I don't think I've really attempted it in this way. It's a bit weird. But I mean, it works, right? I think so. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, that works, I believe. Okay, wow, I was a bit greedy there, but I mean, it still worked. Oh wow, I can't believe we managed a 13. Oh my gosh. Oh gee, okay. Alright. GTR to the moon, because why not? Do 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 do. Okay, 4 chains to respond to that. I know it's a lot, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, they still managed to survive, I suppose. Oh wait, Sono, don't do that. Not true. It's not how it works. You can't just say that. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna get 2 blues, that's what we're gonna do. Yes, shall we do this? Actually, ooh, I found a fancy way to do this. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna try anyway. Oh, it doesn't give 2 extra. Yeah. It's a double at the 3rd link, so it's not an extra. Oh, my blues car. Okay, never mind. This is not good. Oops. Hi, over here. Hi there. Didn't expect to see you so soon again, but it's a wonderful surprise. Hello there. How are you doing? Yeah, let's not do that. What am I doing? I need green to fill that space in. That's so piece dependent. Don't do that. Don't do piece dependent things. Actually, it's okay because I actually built this really well. Nice. Actually, not really well. Like, there's improvements I could have made, but like, whatever. Shh. This is bad. This is how not to build a chain. Don't build your chains like this, guys. Except... yeah, just don't do this. It's gonna cut. This is so bad. It's okay, the opponent looks a bit stuck there. Please don't build your chains like that though, that's not advisable. You need a green and a blue. Oh, okay, got it. Oh, my red's cut. Ow. Blah. Well, glad you're doing well. You know, I built furniture today. Oh, exciting. Hope all that went well. Gonna pop away, gonna sleep now because I'm super tired. You know what, that's fair enough. Thank you for popping in as always. It's always wonderful to see you. I hope to see you again soon. And I hope that you also rest well. You deserve it. Aiyah. Don't do that. Don't do that. I will not allow you to... No. No. Haha. This is a bit silly. How about... Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ow. Well, that happens sometimes. Do 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 do. What am I gonna do with this? I'm going to put this over here, and then purple's on top. That's a bit scary. Oh. Oh. I'm dead. Oh well. Ah, poop. This almost works as a reversible, but it's not. Oh, gee. Oh. Okay. Let's do this. Ask for a match, but I'm on public transport. Ah, well. Perhaps next time. It's only a 6. Wow. I need to do better than that. Ooh, I wonder how big that would have been. Okay, this is looking nice. Okay, here's a 3 in response to that. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna... Oh, I just need a blue though, don't I? Done and done. This is... Oh, that's fine. That's actually okay. I need greens again though. Oh, well, that's a bit rough. Ow. Ow. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, this is just sandwich. Oh, it's okay. I guess we can sometimes sandwich. It's sort of acceptable. How do I do this? So I need a red. Oh, that's nice. That's quite nice. I quite like that. Okay, this is a 3. Still works out fine. So this is still a good chain. Oh, dang. I wanted to know how big that was. It was using like the sort of a universe transition, which is super cool, I'd say. Okay. Yellow there is fine, I guess. Green, yellow. Can we get a yellow? Can we get a yellow? Can we? We're not gonna get a yellow. Well, that's just mean. Really? No yellow? Okay. Right, okay. It's actually... I'm still at 10. I think it would have been like a 12 otherwise. Ow. These two really bad. I mean, it's still okay. Even if... Hopefully you still have fun anyway. Right? Ah. Ooh. It's fine, it's fine. Well done. We can keep harassing and just finish off at this point, I suppose. That's a bit weird. Bit of a silly way to use my chain, but that's fine. This is fine. Oh, my problem's got. Why did I link my chain up like that? That's so silly. Oops. That's a bad way to do it. Don't build your chains. And it also just cuts the red that I was gonna use. Wow. This doesn't make any sense. Oops. Ay. Weird. It is weird. It is a bit of a weird way to build it. Not very smart either, but it's okay. It's fine. You know what? We can build weird stuff every now and then, as long as we make something out of it that works. Oh, that feels so nice to just like cleanly build that and just know what I'm doing for once. Okay, that's not so good. Probably shouldn't build it like that. But this is, oh, this is so good. Okay. This is not gonna work. Oops. The top right of my board, it was like, it didn't link up properly, because, I don't know, I just didn't build it correctly. I don't know what's up with my commentary as well. I think I'm feeling a little tired. Perhaps that's the case. Like, Words aren't coming out as easily as they usually do, but that's okay. Oh, this chain is so silly. I don't even know. Oh no! Blocked off the greens. Dang. They could just use the purple afterwards. Hi Nagelfa, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hi. How are you doing? Oh, some exciting stuff is happening. There is a person, an English speaker, who's actually trying to Japanese stream at the moment, which is super cool because, you know, you see the Japanese players going for English streams and it's like, they do so well. And then finally we actually have someone from our side. I definitely want to do it eventually when I have enough in my vocabulary to make sentences to describe stuff. So I think I'll look into some Japanese commentary for matches, like pay more attention to the actual commentary itself when it comes to matches. I don't know if I'll look into like S-League matches or anything, but at least someone who's just like commentating their play. Or maybe the plays of other people and see how they're describing things, so that I can describe it naturally and so that it makes sense. So I want to do that. Oh, and the person in question who's doing it, Sad Color, he's super cool. He is on the international Discord too, and he's known as being a very helpful guy. He's popped in here as well, so you guys should know him. Also, look, Nagelva, I can build this so nicely now. Oh. Look! Oh, it's so good. I didn't even practice. It's just, now it's coming to mind a bit more easily, which is super cool. I find that really satisfying. Oh dear. Oh, that's a 6. Okay. Is it survivable? If it's survivable, I can... Aw, game. So rude. So clean. It was so clean, and then I failed. That's just bully. It happened. Hey Ensign, welcome to the stream. 17 in a simulator, my phone died before I could save the sequence. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. I mean, good job to you, but like, wow, that's really unfortunate timing. Dang. Well, well done anyway. That's awesome. Keep that up. Seems like you're doing, you're advancing as well, which is really awesome. Like, a lot of the time we're focusing on my advancements, but really, like, you're still, practicing over there, aren't you? Trying to get better at things. So that's cool. Because again, you know a lot of the theory and such. Like, you propose it to me all the time. But, I guess it's just a matter of you getting a grip of it for yourself, so you can use it within games. So that's super cool. Oh, my reds are gonna cut. Oops, I'm dumb. That stinks. Hiya, Talon! What's up? Welcome to the stream. Running 4 hours of sleep? Oh my gosh, insane. Why? We just struck. Hey, you know what? Still. Just like I'm done. He's getting some simulator practice more often? That is not a bad idea at all. Ah, nice. Don't tell me there's another. Okay. Ah, this is a bit not good way to build it. To deal with it, rather. Ah, I'm dead. Wow, I'm dumb. I should have just waited for a green, not like randomly put down pieces. And until it's like not green anymore. Green is the trigger piece, right? I'm not going crazy? I don't think I'm going crazy. That'd be a bit weird. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna do. I was just waiting for greens, but I used all of them already, so I should not have done that. Because then it was like no more greens for you. Which is my fault. Oh. Okay. Oh, really? It's like every time I do this. Oh, Mr. Oakley. No, you missed the Oakley. Oh. Silly. Well. Nice Oakley, right? Thank you. Regardless, you is still really good. It is. Wow. Okay. Thanks, game. That's all it is. Yeah, game. You are a strange one. Can I get a yellow? Okay. Oh well. Putting a second transition way ahead of time is also really good. It is, honestly, and I tried to practice that a lot back then, but like I could just never really get into that. Although now with the way that I'm building, it might be a bit easier to focus, to be able to focus on things that are higher up. Because with Sandwich, you're just trying to like build up your base a lot of the time, and you're not like able to build ahead of time. But here, it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a bit more flexibility in terms of build order. Okay. I think my yellow's cut. Oops. They might not. Oh, my purple's cut. Oh, that's sad. I wonder how big it would have been. Oh, nice chain. I think mine would have been like a 13 or something. Oh, nice. What is this though? It's a chain. A lot harder with a leading build order as opposed to following. So I'm calling Sakuri Atori Nanobu signed up on me, but the cops can't catch me. Yeah, I figured, because I think we discussed those terms, but like, we didn't really give them names at that point. And now that we have the international Discord, I guess we can like officialize terms more easily too if we do come up with some of our own. We can ask people, you know, how would this do for a translation? Yeah, I was gonna say signed up on me didn't really make sense. Signed off on this, okay. How about... Haha! My chain is unfinished, but you can take this anyway. A classic, a true classic. Okay, so you got a 2 chain there. Unfortunately, not going to be enough to defend against my chain. And then... boom. But yeah, I suppose what you're saying there is that it's easier if you're going for like tail first rather than instead of going for like the front end, right? Instead of going for the front end, going for the back end, and then from that back end you can build stuff on top of it. Whereas if you're just going for front end, it's like, I don't know, chains can turn out a little like you're trying to build the front end, you're not like focusing on the other side as much. I don't know, I feel like my commentary again isn't making much sense tonight because, again, maybe just tired or something, but like, okay, yeah, I think I do feel a little tired. It's fine. Once we get into the reviewing, I'll at least be a little more thorough with what I'm saying. For now it's, like, yeah. Cool. Foundations here build your second transition on gets done really early, that's right. That's what I thought. Like, you don't have as much time to think about what to do on the other side if you're just building the front end of a chain. So you can't build ahead in that sense. One of the matters is just getting it done cleanly though. That can be tough. Oh gee, that's one of the worst misdrops ever. Oh, ugh. Eat this, because you have a 4, which is fine. Okay. Whoa, power, mega power. It's a kind of non-linear way of chaining. You really need to keep track of what a bunch of different grids of Puyos are doing. That is a huge thing, probably one of the hardest things to get like used to. Non-linear chaining. That's a really good way of putting it. I really like that. I never really figured out a way to say that sort of thing, where it's like you're constructing different things at different times, and like keeping up with that is really difficult. At least for me. I think it's the case with a lot of people. But being able to do so opens up a lot of options for like the way you can build your chain, and also makes it far more flexible. I guess that is the same as opening up options, but like you just can do a lot more in general. Killer Ice. I don't know if that name was ever like officialized or anything, or if that was just a thing we came up with. I have no clue. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I honestly don't know. Ah! This is just garbage. If it actually says that, yeah, that's what I thought. It was just some random thing that came up on... I don't know where it came from, but I think a lot of people just see on Puyo Nexus Wiki. I think that's the only reason I've heard of it. Again, just no idea. Alright, what next, Ooh, I think I know what to do with this. Okay. That's okay. Oh. Okay, that's fine. I guess. No, my cool chain, it's not gonna work if I... Oh, it was so cool! Here, you can watch the concept. This is how it was gonna work. So green, into blue, into purple, into the yellow. And then the back of the chain was going to be super cool too, because it was yellow, blue, green, purple. That was so cool! Dang. Difference between things like regular mid-game power chains and actual Hellfire Killer Ice. Nuance is kind of lost because we don't have much to go on beyond the Glossary and Puyo Nexus. Yeah, I figured that's the case. Is Hellfire more attributed to where that's a main game attack then? Like that is your whole match, what do you call it? Like your whole match game plan? Where you're just going for like a big 2 chain and hoping the opponent doesn't do anything against it? Or doing it early? Is it like Kumachom style? Is that what it is? Basically where he was just like 2 chaining everyone at the start, and it was really weird. Back then. I'm not sure if he's still doing that in the later Puyo Cups or Puyo Championships, but... Oh wow, this is a 12, huh? Honestly don't know, but that sounds kind of like it. I see. Oh wow. 69,000, nice. Oh no, my all clear. Brush from or just a novelty chain? That's right, that's understandable. So that's what it's meant to be, huh? Interesting. So we'd have to come up with terms for like a mid-game attacks then. Let's see. Blue. Okay. This is gonna work. Yes, I think this is a 13 potentially. Oh, imagine if we had the breath. Maybe Puyo 1 originated it, but everyone does in that game is called a death tower. Really? Oh my gosh, a 14, and it would have been 15 if it had been cut. That's so good. I think my cleanliness and chain building ability is actually getting more consistent in terms of the higher chains, because like I'm able to do it in single player a bit more, and so now I can execute it here some more as well. Wow. I really surprised myself with that. Gee. So do they really just call that like death towers or something? Or is that just what you were saying? Like when they're commentating it and being silly, like do they call it something in particular like that? Or is that just there? It is a pretty big chain, I will say. It was 117,000. Okay, this will do. Entirely uncalled for. Oops. Standard strategy in Puyo 1 is to build a form called Death Tower. Oh, is that so? I see. So that's what they call it. Oh my gosh. It's a 94,000. Okay. Okay, let's see how we're gonna end this off. 17 chain now. If I may. 16 chain. I've still not built a 16 in a real match, I don't think. Right? At least not recent enough, like in stream times, that it would matter. And when I say stream times, I mean like the time I've been streaming kind of consistently. Wow, that's a bit of a bang. Oh, oops. Well, I guess I'm dead. Let's go double purple. It seems to be the standard. Oh, I see. Book Month's Puyo Camp article that explains it really well. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I forgot to watch Side Colors videos yesterday as well. Gosh. I'm gonna have to go back and watch those at some point soon. Otherwise I'll be sad. I guess this will do. Alright, this is what, like a 13? 14? Okay. How big is the opponent's chain? Oh, they cut the purples, unfortunate. They had an 11, but with like power around 9, I think it was. Ah, well. GG's. Ah, GG's. Hello there. We're in the chat too. GG's. Thank you for the games. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Hope you enjoyed yourself too. It was a pretty nice match, I will say. was quite good. I'm glad we didn't run into connection errors and stuff. Alright. And now we're gonna pull up. Not that good, need more training? Hey, that's okay. You're still doing pretty well. It's just hard under a lot of pressure when I'm sending you a lot of garbage. And harassing. It makes it hard for you to form your chains, but still, not that bad at all. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so we are going to return our format. Because I like it. Not because I particularly need to, but because I like it. For training defense against harass? Yeah. Although mine is pretty rough a lot of the time, so yeah. Not that bad from my point of view? Yeah, that's cool, that's cool. Varish? Oh, I think that's perfectly where it is. Wow. Was it smaller than this? Was it really this small? I don't know, this feels too small. Am I going crazy? Oopsies. Huh. Alright. It just feels smaller than I thought. Wow, weird. Alright, well, apparently that's a thing. Oh, no. Line it up. Okay, that's fine. That is A-okay, I'd say. How do I know if it's centered? Yeah, it's the double nested overlays, that's the main thing. Oh, that's right. It's because I wanted it separated so that my the little bottom left corner doesn't get interrupted. I thought it was the practicing and stuff was closer though. I don't know. Let me know if it's too small. I think it looks okay. I don't know, it might just be me. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention to it. So this is the one we'll be going for. These replays you might go through at some point. Oh wow, since when do we play so many matches? Oh no, there's so many. These are ranked matches? These are all ranked, right? Oh yeah, we played ranked for a while before we hopped into the match, that's why. Oops. It's a lot. Okay. So, here's this one. 52 minutes apparently, so we won't go through the whole thing, but we'll go through like at least 10 matches or something. So, let's take note of which side we're on first. That's probably a good idea. We would be on a player 2 side, because Aru created the room. So, let's have a look. 3.1. It's just interesting to see this first up. And World Star S as well. Nice. World Star S buddies. Okay. So this is my usual GTR start. I wonder what Aru's setup is all about. Because it might be interesting. I think Aru was a pretty common GTR user. Not the person itself, but like their usage of GTR was rather common. So we might be able to pick some stuff out from theirs. Potentially. I've improved my Tetris game, now with at least 200 line clears if I want to fast. More Tetris clears and T-spin clears. Oh, nice. Good job, good job. Hey Alpha, welcome to the stream. You feel stagnant with Puyo? It's alright, don't worry about it. It's tough, it's hard to tell sometimes, but it's okay. Oh, interesting. Huh. Nagufa, this was discussed on the, just discussed on, the international Discord. Here it's, we have a, it looks like they're pretty passionate about Puyo 1. And so here, there's a small thing. Strategies of Puyo 1 have been vigorously studied by Japanese players. As far as I know, however, information of the strategies, Death Tower, Center Irregular Form, Chihaya Style, etc. have not been translated so far. I'm writing an article to introduce Death Tower. I will complete it by the release of Ages Puyo. Is that the article you mentioned? I'm not sure, actually. Pretty standard GTR opener. You have plenty of content to learn from with that build order, but it's pretty different from how you open A, B, A, C, right? I know there's it's definitely different from what I'm familiar with, but it looks strange to me. I'll say that. It's because I guess you can get blue anything with that, can't you? You can get blue yellow's a bit awkward. Blue purple's blue green and blue red though still work just fine. Or you can use double blue. I don't know. That's interesting. The article I linked was from a while ago. I see. So probably not the same, but who knows? Just cool to know that they're like discussing that there too. So wait, hold on. Let's double check how Adu opened. So because you got a purple yellow as well. Is that a viable build order, or is it the third step that really makes it? That's right? There's not much Puyo 1 English, because really we regard it mostly as just like a silly little thing, but it's interesting to know that there's like Puyo 1 strategies and stuff. Like, because I know building up in the center, it makes sense, because that's like what I've talked about that during my speedruns, where I'm like, if I want to try and make a chain quickly, building in the center would be the best way to do it. And when the old guy ever had to say about it was writing it off as dumb, right? Never knew anything about it until I investigated on my own. It's interesting how much depth it can have. Okay, so there's that. How's that? Is that better to put in column 4 and 5? I don't know, 5 and 6 is a bit awkward. I don't think the separation is a good idea. Because again, leaving the 6th column is a good idea. I know my plan here would be to use yellow greens for the GTR itself. Right? I think the purple should have been shifted over a little bit. What are your thoughts? Oh, you're not sure? Interesting. My thoughts are that it would go 4 and 5, but who knows. So we place those. And now this is an interesting one. From the looks of it, I'm placing it there. I could double rotate. I think double rotating would be what my thought process would be. I could sandwich on the 2nd floor using it if I put it in column 2, but it's like not that big of a deal. Also, Adu's build is looking quite nice too. Based on the yellow purple that I have next, I'd say put that in column 5 and 6 and split the green across 4 and 5. But, I'd like to play out in a simulator to see how it actually works. I see. That's interesting. Yeah, definitely have to get that up at some point soon. Yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling quite tired. I think I'll do more streaming tomorrow, like longer. But I'll stick around for like half an hour. Just to get a bit of stuff in to think about before I head to bed tonight. Don't like this placement you look like you're about to do. Never mind. It's weird. It's a bit strange. What am I going for there? I think I put the purple blue in column 5 after that. Oh, I think I know exactly what I'm going for. But it's like so piece dependent. It works if it works, but with how piece dependent it is, it's like not good. So I put that in column 1, right? What? What? Why did I put that there? Should we just watch this one? I don't know about this. More Smash, perhaps. Puyo Tetris, we'll see. This yellow Puyo really annoying. Why? Why would I do that? I don't think I wasn't playing too logically here. Like the build makes sense. It makes sense. but it's really weird, and it's not. I mean, there's a lot of. Granted, you get a lot of power from the purples here, and a lot of the power from the yellows. So I guess as a power chain, it's acceptable because it's not. It's kind of clean, right? I mean, like the shape's a bit irregular, but it's not that horrible, I suppose. It's weird. Greens would have even worked fine as a harassment. It's a bit strange. A flat stack. But Yoshi, see another time? Need to study? Thank you for the party? Hey, thank you for playing as well. Good luck with your studies. Works at least, but that 6 group bubbles isn't a very good use of space. That's what I was thinking of. The piece efficiency is a bit weird, but like, it just works, I guess. It just works. Some things I do that I just make it work, like it's not very good. Let's look at Aru's side, because again, like I usually look at myself and analyze myself, but I guess it's good to see how other players around our level are playing. Also, I think there was I know someone self-introduced themselves. they introduced themselves. Sorry, self-introduced themselves. Oops. They introduced themselves and they said they were a B1 player of the last Oyu League. Oh no, the second Oyu League, I think, actually. Never mind. B1 player, but I will see if I can get a match with them at some point, because I think that would be good. Build up into the mid game and have nothing to attack or defend. With that too, like my position is kind of weird. I guess Aru can not defend. I mean, I guess defend, but attack with the blues in column 1. Although it's a bit awkward. You can attack with yellows and greens, I guess, in column 4 and 5. But yeah, this problem strikes me a lot. When I'm too focused on the base, I can't get attacks ready. I guess one thing I really should also focus on is if I'm able to build my tail end better, or the back end, or whatever, and I can build, like, I don't have stuff to build my transition with, I should focus my spare pieces on preparing harassers in the mid game, for the mid game, because that's a lot safer than just like continuing to extend. I think, like, sure, it's nice to go for extensions, but it's better if you can disrupt the opponent and then continue extending, right? I think that makes sense. I should maybe get my improvements tab on just in case. Oh, what exactly would I say about this? Is that a general improvement? I think it's a general improvement. So where are we? Improvements tab. Oh, I have so much on the scene. I guess it is a bit of a specific one. Okay. It feels generalized. It's a specific thing, but it's not like... Because you could say GTL without saying which is specific. I could just like have an improvements tab without categorizing them, but it just feels nicer. Improvements to make specific feels more like piece decisions, like really specific piece decisions that I come across very often. But I haven't found many patterns in my gameplay just yet. Like, I'm not super consistent with the way I build, so it's a bit awkward. Linear sandwich shapes are hard to convert for the same reasons they're hard to cut, but you can always leave out key Puyos. Another big thing is that you can easily cut if you're doing 301 and 103, and I think those are some of the most common cuts I ran into. And so it's kind of nice to move away from like having that L shape in there. Like, it's nice for an early game harass, but like if not, it doesn't help very much because it just cuts your chain all the time. Because it's very easy to convert. Indeed, except in the case of like 301, because that's just made to be an extension. It's not really something you can just like cut off necessarily. It's hard to make it cut nicely, but interesting thoughts. Okay, so wait, does that cut off? Hold on. Preparis is earlier. So that's just something to like kind of keep note of. Okay, that looks okay. Okay. So I'll keep that in mind. Because, like, at least just having it there reinforces the fact that, hey, maybe I should try go for it a bit more. Also, what... Oh, use that yellow over there. Why am I not using this yellow? Oh, I'm trying to... so this is where I finally start trying to harass. And then I work myself into it. That is a misdrop. I remember that in particular. It was like, what am I going to do with this? I should have just... To be honest, I could have just cleared the yellow. Because I wanted purples to full harass. But it wouldn't have been a bad idea to just go for, like... Yeah, Ardo only had a 2-chain, so I could have just gone for like not double rotate that. Split that across column 4 and 5, and just make it a 2-chain. But that was an ouchie. Want to have harassment set ready early? There are a couple ways to do that. Probably know about it though. I don't know. Sometimes again, I just need to hear specifically what these thoughts are to actually have them in my mind to think about. So that's an oopsie. And then I tried to like just continue harassing. And then Ardo makes a bit of a mistake. Play and just like 2 chains, which is weird. Then again, I'm in more of a bad position, I'd say. Ardo can 3 chain with that, and then I respond by 1 chaining, which is not smart. But I think, then again, I could just be preparing to set up my full chain, which I think was my main course of action there, but I didn't get the boost in time, so that's unfortunate. And how do I just, yeah, from here it's just like trying to dig down, which is just there. Which I apparently do. And I do, again, all the power from down here. Oh no. The yellows don't link up. But I mean, it's powerful enough, I guess. It's a bit of a weird game, that one. It was a bit strange. One thing you can do is build your base lower so you just start building on top of it faster. Oh. So should I make it flatter? Like, no, not like necessarily always, but in the cases where sometimes I can make the base flatter, then building on top of it becomes easier. I've never really thought about it in that sense, like in height, like height-wise. The lower you have more space on top, and you're more quickly on top. But being able to reach that point is a bit tough sometimes. Building a strong base that still like functions just fine, and allows you to build on top cleanly. Does that encompass like flatter builds then? Groups of 3 into your base, you can incorporate that into attack or defense pretty easily. In the base though? Huh. I don't know. Going for stuff in the base just seems weird, because I feel like the base is purely prepare your chain for later on. Like have at least like a 5 chain just in case you get rushed. But and then start preparing harasses for... I feel like second floor is where most of the action occurs, right? Second floor is when you're building stuff, you're trying to build up and trying to reach your second transition to build up to like those 12s, 13s. So you're disrupting each other while trying to clean up any messes. And then when you're at the top, it's like little pokes here and there, or like when you start 5-chain harassing. Because why not? So I suppose it's not necessarily like when you're building a base you're just focusing on building that then, and you can prepare harasses down there. It just, again, it feels weird to use the bottom of space to be harassing. That's my main thing, but it might just be a natural thing that's like I've kind of ingrained into my mind after playing this game and feeling that it feels strange, even though it might not necessarily be that way. You can always rebuild it afterwards, and having easy access to another chain link or two off of your tail makes you a lot harder to attack. I suppose putting flexible tails, or having something at least something on the tail that I can use. Not necessarily that it has to be the bottom of the tail itself, but like a part of the tail that I can still use to cut off and then rebuild without too much hassle. That would be really convenient. Huh. Because again, you're right, it does make you harder to strike. And it means you have something available at all times until you want to clean it off. Okay, huh. Yeah, easy to make a mess, absolutely, because then you can just cut everything, tear it apart. Tearing me apart, harassment. So that's an interesting thing. Okay. Let's see here. So this is... when I'm getting lots of doubles, I don't know what to do. if I split this across, yeah, I kind of knew that I was going for this play. So this tail here, I quite like this tail. It feels nice to do. It feels practical. And I think you've mentioned before that it is not actually that bad of a decision to make, so it's interesting. Tom's Yayoi class again is a very good set of videos. I should definitely like go ahead and actually watch it sometime. Once I understand more, because I feel like, you know, understanding things will help a lot. And I should study some Japanese guides. But again, that'll all be eventual. Aru's chain. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Because mine's very split apart. Aru's chain you can't do too much with, but it's in a good position to extend or whatnot. Like the red-green is really good, blue-purple is pretty great too. Through them sometime soon? That would be good. That would be good. Okay, so let's see how I play this out. So, for sure going for the transition. Oh, I thought I'd use that on my transition. I think it would have been a bit less awkward if I used it though. This is one of those cases where I'm like, I'm not focusing enough on my... Oh, then again, no, that shape's really good for harassing on top of, if I get waste products. So it's cases like these where I think I can start preparing harasses, and it'd be really good to do so. Because, again, that's good. But my problem was not being focused enough on the front end of my chain, and that can be a problem if the opponent looks like they're gonna rush. But like now that Aru's chain looks like it's becoming quite large, they don't, you know, you wouldn't anticipate a rush very much. It'd be very awkward if they did rush. Use those reds and greens. That's right. So this is actually a really good tail to consider for the case of actually harassing with it. That's really good. Wow. I should study that a little more, or at least try it out some more during my practice sessions to see if I can make much out of it. Again, that's just me being confused. I think I wanted to complete the blues at the bottom though. It's a bit weird. This must be used for the transition. I don't know why I wouldn't do that. And there's my base. So it's let's compare with Aru's. So Aru's got more links going on. That red's a bit weird. The positioning of the red's a bit weird on the right, but like, but for the most part, they've got a very good chain going on. And again, they have those groups of 3, which are a bit scary, but they can do a lot with that. Like they can, I don't know, maybe put greens and reds on top of the blue that they have lying on column 1. Like just green. L shapes as well can be a really effective shape, I guess, to aim for when you're trying to harass, because you can double up on them, or you can use them as extra links, which is like having those sorts of functions is really handy, and they can just be used easily for extending too. Harassment going purple, green, blue as an option once those purples are finished. Purple, green, blue. You're not wrong there, and you can use the reds as well if you really need to. Red, purple, green, blue. That's an interesting way to build. Wow, that's really making me think about these chains differently. Like, I only see them as like, oh, that's the end of their chain, but looking at it that way. And in that case too, if you wanted to harass, you have a double green now that you have a double purple. You can slam the double purple into column 5, the double green into column 6, put a green on top of the purples in column 5 again, and then just have a 2 double as well. There's like a lot of options here. Wow. Mine's very restricted. On the other hand, because again, it's a lot more linear. Although, I like what I could have done next. I could have put that purple green double rotate in column 6 and then split the purple across 4 and 5, and then put a blue filler. to finish the blues off. That would be nice looking. It's a bit hard to visualize, but be a nice tail. Anyway, you're vulnerable. You're a purple and a red away from being killed by 4-chain. That's rough. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Definitely good things to consider. Definitely good. So very clean base from Aru, and alongside a lot of options for. Oh, is he actually going for the? Oh, it was a green purple as well. So if you place that purple anywhere else, you can go for an immediate harass, which might be what he's going for now, because this looks like very much like harass material. You have double greens, and all you need is a red coming up to actually finish that harass off. Right, so here it comes. Oh no, that's even better. That's an even better way to do it. I don't know what exactly I did for that, but like, apparently that was the case. And there's the harassment. It's a really clean harassment. It caught me off guard because I wasn't observing the opponent very much. Like, I haven't been trying to observe the opponent very much because I've been focusing on my own builds. But that's definitely a very, very clever use of your board space at that point. Very clever. And so, I responded with what I had, but literally, again, Aru just has to set off their main chain and they're done. Like, I have no chance to survive at this point because my chain is so vulnerable and that's the only response I had. Which is bad. That's plain bad. We all know that. Probably won't see it actually going down that way, but it's really strong as an extra push. Absolutely, absolutely. There's only one match in and we've already discussed so much. Honestly, there's always a lot. So there's Aru with that decision again. I want to see where they go with this. Because again, my side's probably just going to be the usual, like I usually go for the shape now. So L shapes. Is that used for the transition? The yellows. But then that's a bit awkward. I don't know what's going to go on with... there's a lot of yellows here. Honestly, this is another... Aru, again, just like kind of panicky a little bit. I don't know what I do here. What do I do? I just place them on top because I don't know where else to put them. If I get too much of a color, I just freak out. And then I think I want to boot my transition. Meanwhile, I think that green-blue that Aru's put down looks awkward to me. Side, but there's actually a fair amount you can do with that. Considering now, you can clear the blue or the green, have it linked to the yellow, and then have it linked to the other color afterwards. So that's weird. But maybe interesting to think about again. So going for L shape off of GTR might not be such a bad idea after all. Like, I've always been opposed because I always think of it as after you do the L shape, then you just do 2 stairs, right? But I think there's other ways you can handle it, which are clever. So there's that at gas. Huh. Okay then. So I proceed to build my transition, and then I build the back end of the chain as typical. And Aru's going for like what I... That's so good. That's so good. I didn't think of doing it that way. I love that shape. That shape is beautiful. That's so good. You just go green, yellow, yellow. Wow. And if you need to convert it into anything anytime soon, there you have another L shape which you can turn into stuff. Or like a group of 3, once again. That's so good. I love that. I need to consider that now. Making L shapes in that way always feels so weird to me. Look, finishing off that tail, it looks so good. And then you can just put a red and a red there to extend the tail. Oh, it's so good. I think I'm preparing a harass at this point though, which is not a bad idea because I do kind of just like focus too much. Again, this is the mistake I would make if I found that a tail as cool as Aru's at this point in time. I would go for it without considering the opponent's decision. But by going for that tail and finishing it off and then like blocking your transition off to continue extending, you don't have very many options left, and so you just die to any harassments that come your way. I guess there's a 3-chain because of there's red blues and stuff, so it's somewhat lucky. But yeah, you gotta be careful when you're trying to like focus down on a good chain because sometimes you get a bit too carried away. Or at least I do. I think that's just clean up move for me because now my chain looks very nice. Haru's chain is also really nice. Just put that in the first column, put the next piece between second and third. So clean. I guess the only problem is the blues in column 4, which could cause problems because that would just power the chain over anything. Other ways to do it, I just don't know how to do it. Yeah, that's fair. That's a really good one that we saw Aru do. I really like that. Okay, so here's my chain. It's very clean, and then blocking that off with the blues with this guy. Then again, Aru doesn't have anything to defend. Oh, they can harass with that. Are they harassing with that? I think they might be. Potentially. That's a weird choice to make. Like, the way I'm building is, like, again, logical, but it doesn't let me extend very well. And so I just split a bunch of pieces and hope that I'm okay. Was that me trying to extend? I think it might have been. And I think that was meant to go up in column 5, but I was too slow. And then, like, I'm in this position, which is just weird and awkward. And oh, I think I was finishing off my yellows. Oh, I'm so weird. And here I'm just like trying to make sure that I don't die to any harassments. Meanwhile, Aru just goes for main chain because it's like can't do too much else at that point. And I wasn't sure what to do. Oh, did I get like a huge chain with this? Yeah, these are the weird bits. When I don't see my trigger color coming up, I get really scared. And then I failed to rotate my red over. I wonder if I could have gotten it if I had been able to. Oh, that's right, I need to place the yellow down. I had a blue coming up, so I think if I had actually rotated that red correctly up into the top, I could have finished my chain completely. How big is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, let's count. 15, it would have been 15. Oh, wow. Okay. That's okay. Okay, I think we'll watch one of them and then I'll head off. Again, I know I said that, we'll try to stick around for like 10 matches, but ow. Couldn't you have just used that last yellow? I believe I could have. And I was considering doing so, but I was like, maybe I'll use the next yellow instead, but I didn't. Was it because I didn't expect Aru's chain to be so small? I know at some point I did say something like, oh, I didn't expect it to cut off so early, but I don't know if it was that chain in particular. Alright, last one. So both go for the same start, right? I know we copied each other sometimes. Like, look at that. That's so cool. Aru's like slightly ahead though. You built your tail too high and extending got weird as a result. Yeah, I again often do that because I focus too much attention on the tail. Sometimes I just need to get better at dividing attention. That's the problem. Like, going for harasses, going for tail builds, going for front end builds and whatever in between. Can't get fixated on one thing or the other. You have to multitask in Puyo, and that is really difficult to ask your brain to do. But alongside that, you eventually have to start studying how the opponent plays and consider that. But for now, yeah, focus on my own play. Because I think I was trying to get good at observing the opponent too early. Like, I say, okay, it's a good idea to start observing at this point after you reach the 12 chain point. But sorry, not 12 chain point, but when you can get those 10s and 11s consistently and you start getting 12s. Even now, like it's good to get into the habit of sometimes looking over at your opponent, but really, there's still a long way to go in terms of like chaining cleanliness and such that you have to consider before you can really get into high-level observation and being able to understand what the opponent's doing. Because if your mind isn't open to the options that you have to harass, what hope do you have of defending against your opponent? You might be able to identify that they're harassing and then try to make a harass to counter that. And that's what I've done in the past. Like, I've just kind of like wibbled and wobbled until I had a harass ready, whereas their harasses come naturally as a result of the way they build the chain. Now, if I can form that, then it'll make harass battles a lot easier on myself, right? There was definitely no need to put this blue-red in 5 here. Where do you put this red-purple now? I think I'll put that in like column 6, don't I? I think I know where I'm going with this. See? I think that build sort of makes sense, but it's like a strange decision. I don't know, I have like similar-ish builds actually. Both of ours can be converted into like, yeah, they can have the exact same shape where, oh wow, both of us are in a bit of a weird place. I think we need 2 purples and 2 reds and a blue, and our shapes can be very similar. But considering our others is grouped together, I think it might be better to go for. I'm not sure. It's a bit weird, isn't it? That works, yeah. Okay, so Ada goes for that and clears the yellows, is it? Oh, that's right, I was going for that. Sometimes I do sort of logical cool things. Sort of. Well, I like how Ada can tail with that though. If you hide in the purple in column 5 and then put yellows across 4 and 5, it can work as a tail. That's not too bad of a thing to go for. But my tail was nice. I like this. It's a bit awkward having a column 6 gap, but still. Diving shenanigans? Yeah. So cool. A lot of the time I just like don't let it work though, like I fail things. Again, problem is sometimes if you go for cool tails, you're not considering ways you can harass with it. And like my position is just horrible for harassing. So I guess others also got a lot of just like pairs, not necessarily not shapes of 3, groups of 3, which makes it a bit tough for us to battle each other in terms of offense and defense for mid game, but that's okay. Place that there. Adu goes for, oh, that's a bit of a weird place to do it. I continue extending on my front end. Put that at the back because I'm not really sure. That decision makes me very cut prone, so I don't really like doing that. Like putting a 3rd color on my base, because it scares me. L shapes I think are easier to work with. If you're going for like verticals, I think verticals are the easiest to cut, and like just silly as well in general. Like very silly. Don't go for verticals, like avoid verticals wherever possible, I guess. Because now, look, that's so cuttable. And I think he was going for a harassment there. Oh, look at that. Imagine if he had just put that blue yellow so that it was like blue column, so column 5 blue yellow. Yellow on top of blue, and then used the blue red that was coming out. That would have been so much more powerful. I think it would have wiped me out. But I guess the main concern is that I'm in a bad... Nah, I set up a mage hand. I don't know. I guess the problem is using too many resources. So here I go for like setting off a mage hand because I'm not sure what else to do. And my tail still works. Oh, this is where you got like a billion reds. Look how many reds there are. I need to find out how many reds you got during that time. Wait. Okay. This is strange. So, there's 1 red. 2 red. 3 red, 5 red, 6 red, 8 red, 9 red, 10 red, 12 red, 14 red, 15 red, 15 reds, and like, there was a color that was missing for a while, was it yellow? 15 reds. Within like, what, 8 pieces, maybe? Question mark? That was so silly. That's so silly. Vining, he said in one of my matches. I'll kind of nitpick one of the things with K. He's trying to really enforce his beliefs, in terms of what he knows. Because it's like, ooh, I'm an old player, right? I know a lot of things, but like, some of the terms he uses, he's like, I've used this term for a long time, so you guys have to use it. And sometimes I feel like you need to kind of like adapt your knowledge, right? Based on what's happening now. Because, for example, he was talking about the usage of the word key rather than sandwich, right? But because of the way that the fandom, what do you say? The community has sort of caught on to the fact that that form is called sandwich. And in Japan it might not be translated exactly right, but the point of translation is to make things that make sense for the most people, right? Not to apply direct translations all the time, because they don't work out a lot of the time. It can make going back and forth between the languages a little bit trickier, but maybe having at least both options available rather than sticking it to, hey, this has to be called key because that's the way it was. Like, it's even in what, like, the Puyo Tetris tutorials now, they're called sandwich. Like, if it's so widespread, why deny it, right? And I think it's better just to, like, over, like, you know, you can call it either one, but, like, maybe you have a preference for one or the other. But as long as you keep the other one available, like, I'm sure you don't want to run into problems. And, yeah, I don't know. There's stuff like that which I'm getting concerned about here, maybe going all iffy about, but we'll see. Extension on the first 3 columns should open the Puyos to be able to pop at any times. Oh. Cut main chain depends on the Puyos I popped. I don't know. Some of the terms he's used are, like, so random. And I don't know. Maybe they're apparent in Japanese terminology and we're just not familiar with it, and I'm kind of, like, blind because I don't know. Like, I have never heard of it, but I don't know if a lot of it just comes from his own experience as a player when I was older. I mean, younger. Who knows? Anyway, we'll just watch how silly that is. So we only got 4 matches in. Okay. Tomorrow we should be able to go through more of this, and we'll do some more too. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, that'll be it for today's stream. I know it wasn't super long, but again, I think I'm feeling a bit tired. So I'd rather provide to you guys, like, a good, proper, long stream that, like, where I'm not. I don't know. I just don't feel as enthusiastic, and it's not the same Yoshi without me being, like, all bubbly and stuff, right? And I'm not, like, you know, trying to present, like, a false version of myself, because, like, me on streams is pretty realistic. It's me. But this is me, but tired. And tired me is just like, it's not exciting to commentate and stuff. I mean, maybe it's soft or something. Maybe it's relaxing. But right now I want to be able to talk about the games. So. I don't know. My brains are just not as cool functioning at the moment. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. I said anyway a whole bunch. See, this is the sort of thing that happens when I get too tired. What should we start with tomorrow? We'll see when we get there. I might stream in the morning, considering I'm heading off so early. I might morning stream into, like, the afternoon or whatnot. I don't think I've got anything on. No, it would be like next week, I guess. Because I know I have my grandpa's birthday coming up. Is it? Yeah, my dad and my grandpa's birthday is, like, in a week. But I don't know when we're celebrating, if it's like a week or 2 weeks. But this weekend I don't think so. But anyway, I'm gonna head off now. So, as always, I hope you all have a great rest of the day or night. Love you guys, and I'll see you all later. Good night.